Inside a yoga class at a local senior center, the instructor told us about a case of an older woman who was bullied outside Clio High School.
I know one person that lives alone, and she's afraid to back out of her driveway, throw things at her car, yell, intimidate her.
Another woman, who asked not to be identified, says an incident happened before a card game here at the senior center.
They were pushing her chair, trying to get her up out of there. They were very nasty to her. Why, it's uncalled for. It's unbelievable that that would happen. And we were shocked.
An expert at Arizona State University says 10 to 20% of residents of senior care homes are mistreated by peers. In Flint, it was a different set of circumstances that led to criminal action. The head of the county sheriff's department's elder abuse prevention program says 3 teenagers have just been convicted of bullying and abusing 70-year-old William Bullock. Look closely and you can see him there with one of the suspects who forced him to get money out of his bank account.
The older people in our community should not be abused like this and threatened.
They befriended him. They got into the residence, and then ultimately it went from loaning money to forcing him to go get the money.
The detective says this was a case about money. The 3 teenagers wanted it, so they brought Mr. Bullock right here to this bank to try to get it.
They're bullying him for money. They're bullying him to take him to the banks. They bullied him to drive them to do another crime.
But oftentimes, the bullying of a senior happens in much more subtle ways. Harry Wagner worked more than 40 years as an EMT.
I got a call on a Sunday that a woman had fractured her arm or broke her arm. And I went there and I asked the nurse, I said, "When did this happen?" She said, "Well, 3 days ago." I said, "Well, shouldn't you have called me 3 days ago?" "Well, we were just understaffed."
A longtime employee at the center says there may be a reason she's never heard about it going on around here.
Too many people are afraid to talk about it because they don't want to be involved. But if you let it go, I feel you're as guilty as the person doing it.
Seniors are vulnerable, and the families know it, and their caregivers know it, so they take advantage of them.
The incidents include things like name-calling, bossy behavior, loud arguments, and even physical violence.
They need to address it. It's something we don't need to ignore. We need to bring it to the table and talk about it.
In Clio, Joel Feick, NBC 25 News.